It's a clean break and retest. Clean break and retest here. Very clean. All retest. Break of structure. Retest. Break of supply rule. Price return. Respected it as a demand. Break of a demand floor. It should sell from here. It should sell from 41. 2641. 2642. And it can even extend into 2643. But however, if it fails and we have a break and close here, then it will be a new phase of a rally, which will ultimately go back here. And if it goes back here, it will be another break of structure of a supply roof and will ultimately break this supply roof and go higher. But if it respects this structure, if it respects this structure and it wants to come down, if it's coming down, then it will come down again, most likely this time to break this floor and trade lower. So it's making it simple, and this is our floor. Let's clone it and see if we get a clean price action. If we don't, then we forget about it. But if we get a clean price action, we get a clean price action. So we get a clean price action. So this will be your new sell under bearish drop. I mean a new buy under bearish drop. So as price begins to drop, this is where we are going to wait for buy. So it will be a massive drop, and most likely, most likely, one of them will play out. But from where the market is now, you can see we have here. Let's look at it from a structural perspective. We have here demand floor, break of a demand floor, price come here, retest, break of a demand floor, call for retest becomes a supply roof, and break of a supply roof, price turns here on demand one, on demand two, and break of a demand floor, price returns here as supply roof test one, supply roof test two, supply roof test three, supply roof test four, break of a supply roof came to an ultimate area of liquidity, institutional trend line. So what happened? Price rejected from that level, came down and broke the demand floor. On technical, after breaking the demand floor, it should retest the demand floor as a supply rule to respect this bearish leg. This is a bearish impulse. But however, if the trend liquidity is enough to break this structure after price tapping to the floor, which is a demand floor, then if you manage to break and close at the end of this place, then of course you have no choice that to see market continue to trend up, and most likely will tap into 2671, and it will ultimately break the previous high, and in most cases price might come to this level and even print a much high, to print a much higher high. So at this level, I'm not going to lie, if you see price here, don't be quick to sell it. Don't be quick to sell it. At this level, we also have another break of structure. So we want to see price break it. As break of structure at this level at 2664. So 2664 will be viewed. So what that means technically is that if price break out from this structure, from this roof, which I think the probability is very slim, is very slim, that because one, we have a bearish leg. The bearish impulse leg is coming from 2664. And if we want to gauge this bearish floor, it's not been completed. This is the floor, this is the roof. And if we clone it and bring it to our previous low, we have not updated our low. Assuming we updated this floor, then I can be rest assured that the upswing will continue. So what we want to see is from where the selling started, the bearish drop distance has not been completed. Look at the bearish drop distance. When price drop from this level, look at the distance, and if we want to gauge it, let's take it step by step and see if it makes a point. So this is the distance, and if we take the distance to the current high when we tapped into 264, price need to return to this level. So because price have not returned to this level, it's avoiding the floor. It's avoiding the floor. So I think this bearish impulse, as a result of this current price action, it will drop this price to this level below 2600. There are a couple of fundamental analyses lined up. Those fundamental analyses have the capacity to crash the price of gold in the world market. So we cannot be sure 100% what the future will bring, but we are trying to interpret the structure, and we think that because price are avoiding this floor has not been updated. Yes, it respected a breakout from a descending trend line after price updating 2017. We have a breakout and retest, and when price came, it broke the demand floor and used it as a supply roof one, supply roof two, and price came back and respected that structure on double confluence 2614, where we have an ascending trend line meet a descending trend line, giving a high probability upswing. So what we see right now is that we are looking at the floor to be updated, If the floor failed to be updated, then price will most definitely want to update the roof again. If price move to update the roof again, then it's going to be a break of the previous high, where you see price in the zone of 2,671, or maybe possibly something above it. But at this level, we are going to watch to see if it is possible buyers to break 2641, 2639. We want to see how they break it. If they break that structure, that will be fine. But I think it's very, very unlikely. The reason is because on 4 hours, that structure holds a very strong price action. The price action at that level is very strong. So sometimes when most price actions do not hold, you look at the strength, you look at the capability, you look at what it has done. How was it able to stop price in the past? When price swing on break of structure, either from the supply or from a demand perspective, did it respect it? So you look at it again. Let's look at the structure. You see here we have here as a demand floor, break of a demand floor, retest as a supply roof, sell, break of a supply roof, price returns here on demand, and return again on demand before break of a demand floor, and price started respecting it as a supply roof, consistently respecting it as a supply roof, consistently respecting it as a supply roof on 4 hours. In these 4 hours, we didn't have any breach of the body of a candle. And when price came back, it respected the structure. After respecting the structure, it broke it. Now it returns. On technical, we expect it to respect that structure. A broken demand floor most times becomes a supply roof. And when we look at it again, from the distance of travel from 2664, the floor has not been updated. We are still missing by so many pips. Look at the floor. Look at where price has stopped. From 2610 to 2585 is still a way long distance. So we don't know if this is going to work accurately, but what we are basing on the principles of break and retest, we owe this rally a retest. That is the truth. This rally, this swing from 2614, we owe it a retest because what? A broken demand floor. The demand floor holds a very strong price action in the past. So we believe that on technical, that when price returns to this zone, it will respect it as a supply roof and begin to drop from there. But however, on the flip side, if that structure is broken, forget about it. The market will swing back to retest 2667 or 2665 and begin to drop from there. And on the contrary, we will now have a descending trend line connecting the two roofs, and when we get this floor, this breakout structure, and we place it on the roof, it coincides with our current resistance at 2665, 2664. And 2665, 2664 has formed a descending trend line with this structure. So on technical, if price managed to break out from here, it might not be able to get back to 2664. So you might see a reaction at 26. So you might see reaction at 2660, 2657, 2658, respecting the descending trend line. Break and close of this structure is a confirmed bullish rally for SAU USD, because with that impulse, it will most likely go in here to break the ascending roof. And a break of that roof will ultimately push price into a buy zone. Whatever brings price into this place, expect a rally as long as this. So market buy from where it's been buying, sell from where it's been selling. That is what it do all the time. That's what it does all the time. So if it returns here and manage to sustain, then it will buy the way these ones are buying. So if you drop this kind of buy here, if you drop this kind of buy, it will be very dangerous now. So if you drop this kind of buy, then you expect that the new sell will be greater than the previous high. So if that happens, then we have a clone machine here, and we can simply say that this will be a new area of sell. And let us also clone it to see the price action. You see there's a break of structure here, an M structure. This is an M structure, double top structure. Break of the neckline of double top, price came here and retested. These are all imbalance that need to be filled. So in the future, because we look at the price action, this price action we clone the floor. It is from the clone. The trend angle is the same. We have not changed our trend angle. Market is dynamic. So even if it changes trend angle, we can also recalibrate delete our chart and try to see what is the new trend angle. But for now, the trend angle is the same. In fact, the trend angle has been the same from way back November. Gold has maintained one trend angle. Only this price action alone will give you everything you need here. Only this price action alone. Look at it. Look at it. A sell structure. Look at it. A buy structure. Only one trend line. Only one trend line. So after a break of the neckline of this M structure, price came here and retest. So the next sell is going to be in the zone of almost 2,800. Almost 2,800. So it will be the break of the previous high. So that is what we'll get. So trend angle is very important, that every time you see a rally, the first thing we will look back to find out this rally, what is the angle of this rally? What is the angle of this rally? Just like road, every road there's road banking, there's an angle, 30 degree, 40 degree, 50 degree. So every trend, there is an angle to that trend. And if you look at it and if you are confused, look at this structure. Look at this M structure breakout and this retest. If we clone it and we maintain just this trend line will give you multiple buy and sell. We take this trend line, we place this trend line here. And when price returns after break of it, what happens here is a sell. We move it and bring it to this area. Here is a resistance structure. What happens when price return? It respects it. And when he breaks it, what happened? He came back and tested 2664, 2665 and drops again. So ladies and gentlemen, I think 2640, most likely we want to sink. We cannot be 100% sure, but it looks like something that will sink based on the principles of break and retest. So if that happens, then we expect it to come and update the floor. And the floor will be 2585.964. And we have a couple of fundamental analyses which are likely to push price down. But we'll put it on the flip side. If we break this structure, most likely SAU will begin to trade higher. But at the moment, like I said, 2640 is a litmus test. It's a litmus test. And we have looked at it on 4 hours, holding the body of the candle as a litmus test. We want to see, is there a deviation